This has changed the attitude of young IITians from being job seekers to job creators in the country. I can tell you, friends, we look at the corporate echelons and that Indians are at the top. That is incomplete story. We are top in the platinum category, which is beyond the corporate heads. And that is owing to the success of faculty members like the director, who think in the future, who are visionaries, who translate their dreams and aspirations for welfare of the nation through you young minds. So, I am before whom I call as warriors of 2047. Some of us will be around to see what you will be doing and performing, and the world will be watching in a stunned appreciation. Some of us may not be here, but I can say with confidence, no young human resource in the world can compete with Indian minds, and I have the best before me at the moment. I am reminded by a slogan popularized in the 19th century by Swami Vivekananda. I belong to a district, Jhunjhunu in Rajasthan, where Swamiji had the occasion to work. And I was governor state of West Bengal, where Swamiji made impactful situations. And been to Chicago along with my wife, Dr. Sudesh, where Swamiji rendered that address to the world, which immortalized our civilization and Swamiji both. The message of Swamiji, I quote, "Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached," unquote. As a matter of fact, this is not a slogan originating from the thought process of Swamiji. This slogan is embedded in our civilizational ethos. If you trace its origin, you'll find it is in Kat Upanishad. Those of you who are keen to read about it, 1.3.14. I would appeal to all young minds, do spare some time to have first a physical look at Upanishads. Wherever I have been and come across the student category, they are enthused by the name Upanishad, but have not had the benefit to see it physically. I would appeal to all of you, get Upanishads. It will sharpen your brain and help you achieve affirmatively for larger welfare of the society. Friends, I sometimes get worried. Why don't we see the writing on the wall? Why do we allow some voices that dent our system, tarnish our democracy, run down our success? We must take pride in being Indians. We must be proud of our accomplishments. The world is appreciating, and some of us are questioning. India is the largest democracy and mother of democracy on earth. I dare say without fear of contradiction, it's the most functional democracy. We have everything which constitutes sublimity and essence of democracy. Tell me where on the planet you have a judiciary that acts with lightning speed. Find out, you'll find none. Our judiciary has acquitted itself with lightning speed to give a new nectar to democracy. You will not get a parallel anywhere else. Where on the planet you have executive that plans big, executes big. Imagine 220 crore vaccine doses, people raising all kinds of issues.
irrationally, without thought process, without believing in the nation, trying to run down a program. But we have beaten COVID. 220 crore vaccination doses. And they are digital, certified on your mobile. No country in the world can lay claim to this, including the developed West. Where do you find a country which feeds 800 million people from 1st April 2020 with cereal, rice, pulse, continues to do so? Look at the gigantic scale. With one button, we have developed a mechanism where over 10 crore farmers can get direct transfer of funds. And the amount has crossed so far 2 lakh crores. There are other issues also. When I was a member of parliament, his son is a member of parliament. Sir, in 89, we used to have 50 gas connections to a member of parliament whom the member of parliament could give to anyone. And now, 150 million gas connections given to needy households. Look at the scale at which things are being executed. Still we allow people to raise a finger at our development index. Young minds have to question them by hard facts. It's our country, our achievement, our accomplishments. We can't allow these to be run down by people who may not be so motivated as most of us are. Friends, I would share my 2 thoughts with young minds, those who are in the audience here and outside also. And one is, I am Rajya Sabha chairman. By virtue of my position, I am chairman Rajya Sabha, the House of Elders, the upper house, the house that is permanent, that can't be dissolved. Now there is a model for us. Constituent Assembly engaged into debate for 3 years. Did you see any disruption? Any disturbance? Anyone going to the well? No. If our founding fathers, framers of the Constitution, could decide about constitutional issues, contentious issues, issues by nature very divisive, without shouting, without sloganeering, without engaging into disturbance, without going into the well, without challenging the chair. Why should we do it now? This temple of democracy is for dialogue, debate, discussion, deliberation. This is not for disturbance and disruption. But what I am surprised, this conduct does not evoke your response. I have not seen an editorial in any newspaper. I have not seen intelligentsia and journalists rising. I have not seen people's movement on this. How can public of this country countenance disruption in the House? Taxpayers' money in crores goes for every day's performance. Parliament is meant to hold the executive accountable, to hold the government accountable. I therefore appeal to all of you. Get in every mode of communication, social media or otherwise. Help generate an ecosystem so that purity and sanctity of temples of democracy, the parliament and legislature is not outraged. Let us have debate, dialogue, discussion, and deliberation there. It's a place for free exchange of expressions. I need your support. I need support of young minds. And I know if you choose to do it, it will become a mass movement. And that is why the representatives will be held accountable. That yes, the people who send you there, the people who look up to you for performance, do not approve of disruption and disturbance. It is my unfortunate but constitutional obligation to preserve the purity of the temple of democracy. I am a very patient man. I am very persuasive. But can I fail Indian Constitution? Can I fail your aspirations? Can I shut your dream? I will be your foot soldier. But I want you to be on the move for that. And that is something my expectation from you. Second, I am reflecting because some editorials have been written. There is a provision in the Constitution, Article 105, that civil or criminal litigation. This is a great privilege. A member of parliament speaks something, and Constitution says 140 crore people, even if they are hurt, cannot go to court, cannot go for defamation, cannot go for criminal action. That is the privilege of expression given to a member of parliament. But is this privilege without responsibility, without accountability? Is this privilege a license to say anything on the floor of the House? No. The House has to preserve the dignity of 140 crore people so that it does not become a khada or a dumping ground for any information, unverified, allegatory, reckless, to set narratives. I have therefore made a fervent appeal. Any information can be there in the House. Full flow of information and expression will be there. That is a sense of democracy. But it comes with one tag. You must authenticate the information. You must take responsibility for the information. And if that is turned out to be wrong, we have a mechanism in Parliament, breach of privilege. I want young minds to understand it. I want my journalist friends, I have seen some editorials and pained at them. They must go to the Constituent Assembly debates. They must see the global scenario. Holding up someone for breach of privilege is not throttling expression. It is throttling dumping of information which is not authenticated and which is recklessly made, misusing the platform of Parliament. I appeal to you all to think about it seriously. I'll conclude my young friends by making two simple points. We have a robust court system. Things are analyzed for high and mighty, including the Honorable Prime Minister. For 2 decades, the issue was deliberated in judicial quarters. It was thoroughly investigated at all levels. The highest court of the land, the highest court of the largest democracy, pronounced on all fronts in 2022. Finally. And we have a narrative being set afloat by a documentary. And see, some people say, this is expression. Sir, in the name of expression, can you run down my Supreme Court? Can you run down 2 decades of thorough investigation? This is playing politics the other way around. When people choose to play politics the other way around, the young minds here and outside are intellectually equipped to challenge them. There is one gentleman somewhere using some money power, he has some backers, he has some beneficiaries, he has some fiscal parasites, and they talk about our country's democracy. I have been appalled, pained. How can a sane mind compare us with a southern country, with our neighbor? I would therefore appeal to you. If you have to take this country to 2047, vindicate the trust of the founding fathers, please be on guard. Those who play politics the other way around, they need to be combated, neutralized, and they must face your rational salvos. Once again, I am happy and delighted, a moment to be ever cherished. I carry special connectivity and will be in touch ever with the Honorable Director. And when we do move into the next session, I would be extremely happy and delighted to host a group of IITians from Madras to be my guests in Delhi and see Delhi and Parliament. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for that moving message. I'm sure that many of the audiences here are resonating with the points that you have raised that touch upon the critical facets of our lives, acknowledging our work here on innovation and entrepreneurship, and also connecting these to our wider civilizational ethos and constitutional responsibilities. The phrase that you have mentioned here, sir, warriors of 2047, many of us are going to carry this phrase with us to our homes. Now, with these, I request our director, Professor V. Kamakoti, to felicitate the Honorable Vice President and Dr. Sudesh Dhankar with a token of our appreciation. This wall hanging has been handcrafted by Ms. Kaja Moideen, a weaver from Viravalannur Korai Grass Mat Weavers Society, using fine korai grass which grows on the banks of river Tamraparani in Tirunelveli district, Tamil Nadu. This is woven using the electronic jacquard handloom developed by our very own Rural Technology Action Group at IIT Madras, which is an initiative of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. This jacket, sir, is made of 6 PET bottles by Ecoline, an IIT Madras alumna-led startup from Karur, Tamil Nadu. This sari, ma'am, is gifted, that has been gifted to Dr. Sudesh Dhankar, has been woven and designed by the weavers of Kanchipuram and themed with the logos of IIT Madras and colors. Wonderful to note, sir.
I love the color of the jacket also. I'll find out why this leakage has been there from Prabhupada. The leakage of a secret of our lives. Also, it is your article.
The Center for Innovation is driven by its passionate students and student leaders. It is now my great joy to welcome Abhigyan Chattopadhyay, the student head of CFI, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Dear Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar ji, and everyone present here, on behalf of the entire student community and the faculty of this institution, I would like to express our sincere gratitude towards you and towards the entire Indian government for all the support and help that has been extended towards us for the establishment and the creation of this amazing facility. Also, thank you so much for your presence at our inaugural event. It has encouraged and motivated all of us to explore our creative potential and to bring to life our innovative and creative ideas. I'd also like to thank all of the key people due to whom this entire facility has been done as amazingly as it has been. Thank you to Mr. Shankar and Mrs. Sudha Shankar for your generosity and your enthusiasm
and for giving wings to our ideas, to our dreams, through this magnificent temple of innovation. We'll always be grateful to you.
My heartfelt thanks to our director, Professor Kamakoti